Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be giving you guys and girls my useless nerd opinion of the MCU ranking for Phase 4, worst to best. And of course, if you agree or disagree with the list, or if you want to be truly amazing, man, let me know your list down below. That'd be awesome. Let's have a chat about it now. Let's start right at the bottom. And I know this is going to piss people off, but I'm just keeping it real. For me, it's Miss Marvel, man. I did not like this show. I didn't care for the story, the side characters. I didn't care about the villains. For me, are in like the top 3 worst villains in all of the MCU. They are so bad. It's like the only person I liked was Miss Marvel, and then there's like episode 5, which is not even in it. And it just goes with this like detour thing. It kind of does like the Mando thing in Boba Fett, except that works because we know the characters. They try and Miss Marvel does not work. I did not like this story. I'm so sorry, man. It's just not for me, bruv. Like, I didn't like it. I don't know what to say. I gave it a 4 out of 10. To be fair, at the time of this recording, the finale was 2 days ago. I have not seen it twice. I will watch it twice towards the end of the year as I re-rank everything, but as it stands, it is last place. Next up is The Eternals. Now, this for me, again, I'm just keeping it real with you guys, man. This is probably not just the worst Phase 4 movie, but it's probably the worst MCU movie ever. I really do not like this movie. To be fair, it's the same as Miss Marvel. It's a 4 out of 10 because some of the action stuff looks good and we get some cosmic entities. It introduces a lot of few things, except I just don't care. They just shoehorned so many characters into one movie. I think Marvel are going to learn this lesson. Do not do this again. They have totally like abandoned the Eternals. They don't even mention the Eternals because it is that goddamn bad. Story dead. Characters dead, action was alright, villain just get in a bin, mate. Next up is Black Widow. For me, this is like a 5.5 out of 10. It's a tiny bit better than average because I think the story is actually kind of compelling. I don't know if it's because the story is actually good or if it's because I actually care about Black Widow because Scarlett Johansson brings the fire every time and I like her character. Also, I like Yelena quite a lot. In fact, she kind of outshines Black Widow, which is totally fine because obviously she turns up in other projects and I'm down to see it. However, the main 2 reasons why this isn't at least like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, I think the villain, or villains even, are really bad. Taskmaster, you know that saying, you done something dirty? They done Taskmaster dirty in this movie. Absolutely dreadfully bad, and I know like one of my good friends is a massive fanboy for Taskmaster, and he is pissed. Also, I know this has been said 1,000 times, I'm gonna say it again because I genuinely think this is a real thing. Like, this should have come out years ago. Like, you give it to us after Endgame, or we know like what's going on with our character. We're just not that invested. We know where this ends. It obviously ain't ending good for her. This should have come out years ago. It probably would have been like another banger like Winter Soldier was. Next up is Hawkeye, and I would be fair, I actually really liked Hawkeye. I give it a 7 out of 10. I've seen it twice now. I love Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, he's just so goddamn good. I actually really liked Kate Bishop. I thought she'd be a little bit dead. She actually was really awesome. I like the story, like, it's kind of low-key-ish, but it like goes around the Ronin character. I really love seeing that. I love so much that it's got Christmas vibes to it. There's nothing in the MCU has currently. I just like the story. I think it's very good. The villains, they're a little bit dead. They're not as bad as the other things that I've already mentioned on this list, but they're not that great, especially like the big thing at the end. Not going to spoil it. Do not worry about it. If you see it, you already know, man. A little bit disappointed, but overall, 7 out of 10 for me. It's still what I would consider a very good show. Next up for me is Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is a 7.5 out of 10. The reason I think it's better than Hawkeye, I think the story is a little bit better, but what I love seeing is I just prefer like Falcon and Winter Soldier as characters. I really like them. You give me a show all about them, love to see it. They're dealing with like real world stuff, love to see that as well. The Flag Smashers, they're easily like the bottom 5 or so worst villains in all of the MCU. It's just everything else is so good. Zemo's great in the show. Just, there's a lot in here. I know this show gets a lot of heat. I just prefer like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know what to say. Like, I think the story and quality and stuff is the same as Hawkeye. It's just I prefer the characters, so it's a little bit better. Hence, it's a 7.5. Next up is WandaVision. This for me is an 8 out of 10. A very good show. The only weakness here is like episodes 1 and 2. Everything else is amazing. And to be honest, like, Wanda is one of my favourite characters in all of the MCU. This done her show right. I don't even like Vision. I kind of never liked Vision, and they made me like Vision in the shows. And they're doing something right here, mate. Story very sick. Obviously sets up humongous stuff for her character in the future. I always love when they set up stuff. That's why I think like Hawkeye is down there a little bit for me because it doesn't really set up much for him, and obviously Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's more Falcon obviously, sets up more stuff for him, more progression, and we get a lot of stuff in here for Wonder Man. Sort of multiverse stuff, it starts here, very sick. Agatha as a villain, amazing. Great show. Seen it 4 times, 8 out of 10. Next up is Shang-Chi. This is also an 8 out of 10 for me. I think the villain, his dad, unbelievably good. The last like 30 minutes is full of like fantasy, epic action movie. Amazing. I love the martial arts. I love seeing Shang-Chi, the power of the 10 rings. Looks really, really sick. To be honest, I can't wait to see Shang-Chi come back to the MCU in more like shows or movies. I'll take anything. He was great. This is a very, very underrated movie, especially for Phase 4. 8 out of 10 for me. I think it's on the same level as WandaVision for me. It's just, I think I overall prefer movies, so it's just a tiny bit better, but they're both still 8. Next up is Moon Knight. This was a banger, mate. For your boy, 8.5 out of 10. There's very little that I dislike in here. Oscar Isaac, big up you, my G. Playing multiple versions of his character. Moonlight looks amazing. Khonshu, just the gods. There's so much in here introduces. It gives us real world mental health issues, trauma that they're dealing with, and it's very, very good. The story's very complex. I don't know many people that don't like Moon Knight. I just think it's an absolute banger, and I genuinely cannot wait for season 2, or at least when he's in another movie. I cannot wait, man. Oscar Isaac, again, big up yourself. You smashed Moon Knight. Next up is Thor, Love and Thunder. In my review, I gave it a 9. After like thinking about it a little bit more, it is an 8.5 out of 10. I think I was a little bit too gassed with the ending, which is hella emotional. God damn, the ending's really good. I love the story. Jane Foster kind of was amazing in this movie. I'm a massive fanboy for Thor. He was great. There's a lot of comedy, a little bit too much, but the serious stuff is very, very serious, which I always appreciate. Christian Bale as Gore, the God Butcher. God damn, bro. He's so, so sick. Wish he had a little bit more screen time. Overall, this movie, very, very sick. And to be honest, I cannot wait for Taika Waititi to do a 3rd Thor movie, aka Thor 5. Next up is Loki. Wow, this is good. We're at a 9 out of 10 now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I love stuff that set up stuff. We get into TVA. We get Kang, bruv. I mean, arguably the villain, or the main villain of Phase 4, which is what they've hinted at, which is what they've said, if we're taking their word for it. God damn, this is good. Tom Hiddleston, obviously, as Loki. He's always God tier, mate. Sylvie, a.k.a. Lady Loki. So, so sick. Every single week, I was asking myself questions like, what is going on? Like, explain to me. And we only find out at the end, and it pays off, man. It sets up humongous things for the future of the MCU. Sick show. Next up is What If. I'ma be real, this is a 10 for me, man. I'm just keeping it real. Obviously, I love anime, I love animation, I love multiverse stuff in Marvel, like comics and everything. So this, god damn, it's good. And you guys know, Doctor Strange, this is a hint for my next few movies, but Doctor Strange, my favourite MCU hero in everything. I just absolutely love him. His episode, God tier, mate. Beyond God tier, even. It's probably one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen. And people thought they were like loose stories until they connected to Infinity Ultron. God damn, he's scary. Imagine like Age of Ultron was that version. And we'd be finished, mate. Avengers no more. It literally would have ended there, mate. No Phase 3, no Phase 4. He is properly scary. Amazing show, man. Loved it so much and cannot wait for season 2. Now we're at the top 2. It was really, really hard, but if you guys know, I'm a fanboy, so it's got to be done. But in second place is SpiderMan No Way Home. This for your boy is a 10 out of 10. It's God tier. It just 3 Spider-Man on the screen at the same time. This movie could have easily flopped, and it was so, so good. So compelling. The story, amazing. The payoffs, amazing. The villains, man, about the villain life. Seeing this, I was in my zone, bruv. Green Goblin, William Dafoe, god damn, he's scary, man. And of course, Doctor Strange in the movie as well. Just everything in here. I'll be honest, like, I need to watch Into the Spider-Verse again, but I think, for me, this is now my favourite Spider-Man movie of all time. And of course, that means number 1 is Multiverse of Madness. I know that might shock some people if you've never seen my stupid face on your screen, but if you've been subbed, you knew this is going to be number 1. Doctor Strange fanboy. You're giving me my favourite MCU hero, horror, Wanda, Wong, multiverse, and these crazy new characters with amazing kills in one movie. It's like, this is genuinely like, for me. Like, this is like made for me. I love this movie. I've seen it 5 times now. I love every second of it. Love the horror stuff. Love seeing different versions of Doctor Strange. I'll be fair, this and No Way Home, they're both probably in my top 5 favourite MCU movies of all time. That's how much I love them. And I'll be honest, like, if Doctor Strange didn't come out this year, No Way Home would be number 1, like, easily, and then What If. But Multiverse of Madness, yeah, I'm a fanboy. What can I say? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you agree or disagree, or want to share your list down below, that'd be absolutely sick. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.